right, good evening, everyone. Come on, we can do better. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, rather. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jalen Level. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Louisville Metro Housing Authority, and today is a good day because it's the first of many Dosker Manor resident meetings. All right, let's clap for that. There's change. There we go. It's a good thing. It's my honor to welcome you today. Now, today we're going to be discussing several initiatives aimed at enhancing safety, security, communications, and overall living conditions for our residents here at Dosker Manor. You're also going to hear from a resident, and then you'll hear from Mayor Greenberg, and then our new Executive Director, Ms. Elizabeth Trojan. But first, we're going to start with the invocation from LMHA Board Chair, Pastor Gina Harris, followed by an introduction by Mayor Greenberg. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I've been screaming a lot, so I pray that my voice is doing well for you today and that you're able to hear me clearly. But we are excited about being here on this afternoon. I'm just excited about the work that is about to be done. I'm going to ask everyone if you would draw your hearts in and your minds in as we go before the throne of grace. And I'm going to ask you to pray with me in your own special way. Lord, we thank you. We thank you, Lord, for today. We thank you for your goodness and your mercy. We thank you that you have given us the opportunity to be here today together. We thank you for the opportunity to make impact at Dosker Manor. We thank you for your peace to abide, Lord, for we know it will abide in this meeting on today. We are asking for your grace. We are asking for your wisdom. We are asking for your mercy. We are asking for your guidance as we plan the future improvements at this site. For your word says all things are possible to them who believe. For as we unite together, believing that all things are possible, believing in our call for this purpose, we know you are with us. You are with every last one of us, and we thank you on today. And as we close this prayer, we thank you once again for the call of action on our lives, the call of action on behalf of our residents, and the call of action in your holy name. For all things are possible through you, and we believe. Now, God, as we close this prayer, we thank you once again. And as everyone say thank you, we all say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for being who you are. And we say this in your holy name. Let us all say amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? Good. Well, I'm really honored and pleased to be here today. This is a meeting that is candidly long overdue for all of you all who live here at Dosker Manor. This is a meeting that's long overdue for residents at other LMHA facilities as well. I'm going to scrap my prepared remarks and just let you know that I am here because you all deserve better. Everyone who lives at Dosker Manor, everyone who lives at Parkway Place, at Avenue Plaza, deserves better. And that's why we're here. Our administration has been working since the first day to focus on residents at LMHA, folks who get Section 8 vouchers through LMHA, and people who need affordable housing across this entire city. We're working every day to make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. And part of that is that everyone in our city have a safe, quality, and affordable place to live. That is the foundation for families. That is the foundation for everything else that we do in life. And it became very clear early on that the conditions at several of our LMHA facilities, starting with Dosker Manor, were simply unacceptable. The physical condition is unacceptable. The level of service to you all as residents is unacceptable. and we need to do better for you all. And that's why I'm so pleased that we have a new executive director of LMHA in Elizabeth Strojan. And that's why I'm so excited that Elizabeth has brought some new folks to the team. And that's also why I'm thankful for people who have been part of LMHA for a long time. People who care about you all, who care about our city, who can do better and want to do better. And now with the support of Elizabeth, our administration, Metro Council, Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, and other organizations around the city, we will be able to do better. And so we are here to listen today. We're here to answer questions. Let me tell you, we don't yet have all of the answers. We have been working for this past year, and since Elizabeth's been here for a couple of months, on making sure that we understand what all the challenges are, what the problems are, and how we implement solutions. Some of these solutions are already underway. Others are going to take a lot longer to implement. But we're here today because we want you to know that we care, and more importantly, that we can and we will take action. There is no time to wait. It is past the time that you all deserve action, and that is what you're going to hear about today. So with that, are you up next? Oh, okay, great. Well, let me just say thank you all for taking the time, for being here. Thank you for giving us your candid feedback, and we truly look forward to working together with you to improve your lives, to improve the quality of housing here at Dosker Manor and at LMHA's other facilities around the city. Thank you all very much.
How are y'all doing today? My name is Angeletta Johnson, and I am a resident here at Dosker Manor. I live in the B building. I also do security at Avenue Plaza. I see a lot of things that go on at Avenue Plaza. Miss Strojan, my hat goes off to you, honey. You trying to come in and clean up a mess. And it's hard. She's came out with her sword ready and drawn, and she swung it. Matt Swain, my hat goes off to you too. But also the truth of the matter is, we are dealing with a different breed of adults, okay? A lot of us won't change. A lot of us don't want change. A lot of us, I think, are content with the roaches and the bed bugs and the drug dealers. As soon as they get one set of drug dealers out, here come another set. The homeless population that's in the stairways, the needles and all that's in the stairways. Crazy. What I say is tear it down and build it all over again. Get these people out of here that don't want nothing. The ones that want something, give them vouchers and let them out of here.
It's my turn, right? Thank you, Angeletta. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank all the residents here for the incredible amount of honesty and candor that you all have had. This is now, I've been here many times, and every time I'm here, I learn something new and I feel something new, and it helps us to inform what we need to do here at Dosker Manor. I was having some conversations earlier, and I said to a resident, is it getting better? Do you feel like anything's getting better? No. And it became clear that you all have been promised better many times in the past. So this is not the first time that we're coming to you saying, we're going to make changes, we're going to make it better. So I want you to know that I hear that, and I understand that, and I appreciate that. I also want you to know that we have to make a change. We will make things different here. And I want you to know that I hear the residents that say, tear it down, give me a voucher, let me move away. I also hear the residents that say, please don't make me move. This is my home, and it's been my home for a very long time. So we have to, this is what we're kicking off today, this process of engaging residents and understanding what your needs are, what you need, what you want, and then it's our job to put the pieces together, to put the financing together to make that possible, and you have my commitment to do it. And if you don't believe me, because you've heard this many times from many different people, standing in different color blazers, standing up here is telling you the same thing, that's okay. I understand that. It's my job to earn your trust, and that's part of why we're here today. Thank you, ma'am. So I don't know if our PowerPoint's working, and that's okay, because maybe this isn't a PowerPoint kind of meeting. But what I was planning to do today is to talk to you all about two different tracks that we're on, working in parallel. So first, we have to make things better right now, because whatever's going to happen at Dosker Manor is going to take time. And we don't have time for you all to continue to live in conditions that are unacceptable. So we have to do things right this minute to make things better right now. So I'm going to talk to you about the things we're working on, the things we're planning. At the same time, we have to plan for the future. We can't wait to make everything better until we set things on a different course. And we can't ignore the needs that you have right now while we're planning for the future. We have to do all of that at the same time. What did I say when I first came here? We got to walk and chew gum at the same time, and that's what we're doing here today. Okay, so you've heard the mayor say it. You've heard me say it before. LMHA, we recognize that what has happened at Dosker Manor is unacceptable. We know that we have to do better in terms of the physical conditions and the services. So let me tell you about 4 things. And we have packets at the front. So for people who like PowerPoints, you can get a packet, follow along. If not, don't worry about it. But we are focused on 4 major things. One is making repairs right now. We can't stop making repairs. When you all call them in, tell us that you have things going on. We have to respond to that. Yeah, please silence your phones. Thank you. We have to work to continue to bolster resident safety and security. We have to enhance resident services, and we have to improve communications. So when I came here for the first time we had office hours here, I sat, and many of you had the opportunity, or I had the opportunity to meet with many of you one-on-one. I heard the same kind of themes over and over again. You didn't feel like you're being heard. You got problems in your apartment, in the stairwells, in the building, on the grounds. The laundry facilities really need some upgrades. I kept hearing, you're not feeling safe and secure on the site. So it's become very clear, while I might have many different voices talking, I'm starting to hear the same things. And that makes it easier to figure out how to make things better. So we are working on inspections and repairs. Okay, thanks. Was that a clap? I appreciate that. That said, we still have a lot of work to do. We have a huge backlog of work orders. We have a lot of repairs that we have to get to. And that's because it's not just what's going on inside the apartments. There are issues with the buildings and the systems themselves. And that's what this is all about. It's not as simple as fixing one person's bathroom or fixing the lights in a hallway. There are underlying issues and systems in the buildings that are long past their useful life. And that's why this is such a big process to kick off, because there's a lot going on. And I want to talk about, specifically, I want to address the issue of pests. That was definitely one thing that I've heard. So I want the residents to know that we've started cleaning and treating for pests a little differently in the past few months. Has anyone noticed an improvement in the number of pests in their apartment? It's still the same. Okay, that is good feedback to know. Hold on, we're going to need to get to questions and answers in a little bit. I also want to focus on safety and security. Do people feel a better presence of safety and security on site? Does it feel a little bit? Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Noted. So we have made some upgrades, and I understand that it's going to take some time for those to feel like they're making a difference. Did you all see the newsletter? Yes. Okay, great. That's good. We're also focusing on resident communications for sure. And how many of you guys have been to office hours so far? We got a handful. I'm here the second Friday of every month when the Dare to Care comes. I'm here with senior staff, and we're just here to listen and to engage. How many of you all are aware of the Core Center in the C building and the work that Miss Lynetta does? Okay, so we can give Miss Lynetta that feedback that's probably Miss Lynette on site to help provide some social work services, some case management, and we have good news to come. So let me now shift to like what we're focusing on in the future. So I want to talk about the laundry facilities. How many people here are fed up with the laundry facilities at Dosker Manor? Okay, I think that's unanimous amongst the residents. So in 2024, and I'm looking at my team to fact check me in real time, we're going to have new machines coming in to Dosker Manor. And it also, we have to secure the space. You have to feel safe getting to the laundry room. We have to make sure that it's not going to be subject to vandalism or anything like that. So it's both the actual machines and the facilities that you're using, and we are working on that. Because if you don't have that, you don't have clean clothes. What are you going to do? So, okay. So we've been promising a lot of things here. We've been saying it's going to get better. We have to work on these two tracks at the same time. How are we going to do that? One of the biggest things we have to focus on, one of our biggest challenges as an organization, is staffing. We have a lot of vacancies on the maintenance team. You guys, I'm sure, see it and feel it. We've got 10 people doing the work of at least 16, maybe even 20 people. So when you see the maintenance team, know that they are extremely short-staffed. They're all doing the work of more than one person. So what are we doing about that? We are working hard to fill those vacancies. Right now, we've hired temporary employees to focus on janitorial kind of things to make things a little bit cleaner. But we want to get permanent people in these positions who are skilled in trades to come in and handle the work orders much, much faster. We've also kind of changed the structure of how our maintenance and property management team functions. What's happened over the years is we just kept kind of not filling positions or combining positions, and we had too many people covering too much ground. So what we've done is we've elevated maintenance. So we have a property management stack that handles things like rent rolls, issues that you guys are having, taking your calls, and we have maintenance that's on the ground making repairs, and they've both been elevated and are better supported. So hopefully you'll feel the relief on that soon. And one of the things I'm very excited about is that we've hired a new deputy executive director for operations to work with our personnel department, to work with maintenance, to work with property management, to provide a level of leadership and oversight that I really think is going to make a difference to you all on the ground. And it's his first day at LMHA. So day one, welcome. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Keith Gregory to LMHA. Do you want to come say hi?
I put on my good suit. I look good back there, camera people? Looking all right? Cool. Y'all will find that's my personality. I apologize. I'm excited to be here. I'm not going to talk long. This is not my show. This is Boss Lady's show, so I'm going to let her run this. I just want to say, so I'm sort of from Louisville. So my mother grew up in Southwick when it was still Southwick before it became Park Duval. My mother grew up there. So this isn't just work for me. This is the same resource that provided for my family, and I want to do everything that I can to make sure that every one of you lives in a place that I would be proud to put my mother in right now. That's what this is about. So I get it. It's a lot. You know, there's no short way to say that. There's a lot we got to do, but we're going to get it done, and we're going to have some fun doing it. Y'all going to see me around. I'm going to be able, anytime. Who laughed? What? I know somebody just laughed. Like, what was dang? No, but seriously, I will be available to everybody. I will be here. Y'all can find me pretty easy. I'll make sure that, and I want to know what y'all are going through. So when I'm seeing a lot of y'all saying no to some things that y'all want and should have, and we're going to make sure that y'all get them. But again, my name is Keith Gregory. I'm just so excited to be here. And thank y'all for making my first day good.
Thank you, and welcome, Keith. We're so excited. I am so excited to have him. Another thing that we're working on is starting May 1st, we will begin a partnership with the Office of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods to bring more services on site at Dosker Manor. So right now we have some social workers who work for LMHA who are available. It's clear that that you all need a lot more support. We have heard that loud and clear from you. So starting May 1st, we're going to have more case management available at Dosker Manor and Avenue Plaza. And for some folks, that might just look like, hey, can you help me with some paperwork? For some folks, it might be, I'm having a hard time keeping up with my apartment. Can you find somebody to come in and help me? There's a variety of things that we all need in our lives. I'm a firm believer that everybody needs services. Like, y'all, I moved home from New York City because I needed help from my family. Like, we all need things. And we have not done a good enough job keeping up. Ms. Angeletta was talking about the changing populations in LMHA buildings. This used to be a senior building. It's no longer just a senior building. And as things change, we have to make sure that people have the supports they need to remain stably housed. So more to come on that. We're really excited. May 1st, counting down. The real reason that we're here today is to kick off what we're calling a comprehensive planning process, which means some things to some people, it sounds like jargon to others. But I want to tell you that what we're committed to today is to working with you, to communicating with you, and to listening to you. So you're going to know what we're thinking, what we're planning, the obstacles that we're facing, what we're looking at, what we think we need here at Dosker Manor, and we're going to listen to you when you tell us the same thing. Because I can come up here and say, we've hired this many people, we have this insecurity, and it's your all's job, as you've done, to come in and say, we're not feeling the difference on the ground. Like what you're putting on paper, what you're telling me isn't making a difference in my life. So that's what this planning process is. It's a feedback loop for us to keep you updated, for you to tell us what you need, and for us to put one foot in front of the other to plan long term for what's going to happen at Dosker Manor. And we are very happy to be partnering with the University of Louisville Communications Department to help us do that, because we can't do it alone at LMHA. We need somebody else to help us facilitate meetings, to help do comprehensive needs assessments, to kind of help us with that feedback. So we're really excited about that partnership. And so I'll just kind of tick through what our upcoming events are, what this planning process is going to look like for residents here at Dosker Manor, and then we'll open it up for questions. And we'll take some questions from the media, who's kind enough to be here, because we're also committed to improve transparency at LMHA. And we'll also hear questions from residents. And at some point, the mayor might need to leave, but we'll stay as LMHA staff to keep talking with y'all. So upcoming events, we're going to repeat the information in this meeting that I just went through again sometime in April, because there are a lot of people who couldn't come today. And it's also just a lot of information. So if you're here and you want to come back the next time, hear it again, let's do it. And for people who can't make it, we're going to do this again in April. I'll be back April 12th for office hours. So April 12th, 9 to 11 is the time we do, Dan? Is that right? Okay. So I will be here. The Dare to Care drop-off and the commodity distribution is happening that day. And I'll be here if you want to talk. Keith will be here. Property management, maintenance, folks will be on the ground if you want to come up and put in a work order right then. If you want to give feedback overall, we're here. I'm really excited that we're going to have a Dosker Derby Health Fair on April 25th. So we from 1 to 4 right here in this community space, you'll be able to come get tested for things like your blood pressure, A1C, hypertension, HIV/AIDS testing and medical counseling, vaccinations. If you need your shingles and your pneumonia vaccine, we can get you taken care of there. So that's April 25th. May 1st, as we talked about, is the start of the Ocean. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. It's the start of the Ocean Case Management Services kickoff. This spring, so the weather's getting a little bit warmer. When it gets warmer still, we're going to kick off focus groups. So we're going to meet with this is a way, I promise we will also do a large town hall, and we'll have community members there, and we'll have opportunities for everybody to do things like this and to set in a big room. But it's also been successful in the past at other sites to have focus groups where people get together in smaller groups to kind of dig a little bit deeper. So we're going to break those out with the resident council members and floor monitors. We'll have one for seniors, or maybe several for seniors. And then we'll have some for residents ages 54 and under, so we can kind of do a little smaller group conversation. We will do needs assessments and surveys. You all are going to get information and give us information in several different ways. So we'll do surveys where you guys can kind of let us know more anonymously what's going on and what you need. We'll have visioning sessions where we just say, if you had a magic wand, if you had unlimited funds, what would it look like? And then we'll also work on some specific design workshops. What do we want Dosker Manor to look like physically? So that's kind of what's coming. And I think we're doing Q&A now? Okay. All right.
So we'll take a question from the media first, and then we'll take a question from the resident at Dosker.
And you'll take questions too? Okay.
So Isaiah, go ahead.
About possibilities for the future, and it's hard to say exactly what is going
That's a good question. So for people who didn't hear it, the question is, there's lots of different possibilities. How seriously is LMHA considering tearing these buildings down? I will say it's a serious conversation. It's a serious consideration. We know that the issues in these buildings are vast. The systems are very old. This is a very dense site, and it was built in 1968 when Louisville looked very different. My understanding, full disclosure, I was not alive in 1968, but the interstate wasn't as wide as it is now. Things were just very different in 1968. So part of the process we have to engage on is what are our priorities, what's the best future of Dosker Manor, and then how do these buildings fit into that or not. I want to let people know we can't just decide to knock something down today. It's a process that we have to go through with the residents. It's a long-term planning process. We can't take too long. In previous redevelopments with LMHA, it's been an extremely long time frame. We don't have that kind of time right now. The buildings are in terrible shape right now. So we have to move faster than we have in the past, but it really starts with resident engagement. Another big factor that's not in the room today, but is always here with us at LMHA is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. They have rules for how things have to go, the processes we have to follow, and which programs we have to access. Once we kind of match up what residents need and what residents want, what HUD will allow us to do, we also have to secure financing. So that is a very serious undertaking that Keith has done many times, I have done many times in different jobs. So that's what we have to work on in the long term. So it's not as simple as like, what are you going to do? Tell me what it's going to look like. It's a process that we will go through. And the residents will be supported every step of the way. We will be informing them what's happening. And should it come to some kind of transfer or something like that, we will have entire meetings about that. People will be supported financially, and we will support them with staff power to make sure they have mobility counseling and the tools they need to make the best choices.